This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 6 on this Monday, several more shootings happening in Indianapolis within the past 10 hours. We'll show you what happened and what police know so far.
It's the club that's not only fun, but it gets you ready for the workforce. We'll take a look at a group that's helping to take students from classroom to their career.
And sometimes the things that have the biggest impact on lives are extremely small. That's the premise of a program designed to get kids excited about the world around them. Good morning, I'm Rafael Sanchez, and welcome to Good Morning Indiana. It is a Storm Team 6 alert day, and I'm filling in for Meredith Barrick.
Yes, and I'm Lauren Casey, and want to thank you for starting off your work week with us. Todd Clausen is back with us this week, talking about some storms that could be moving into our area. We've had it pretty quiet here for a while, Todd.
You know, it has. It's been a very, very quiet weather pattern. We could use some rain. Obviously, we don't want the rain with the threat of severe weather, but there will be that potential later on this afternoon and into the evening hours. Now, this morning, as you walk out the door, there are a few showers, as you see here on Storm Team 6 radar. This is not the severe threat I just mentioned. That's going to be late tonight and then into potentially the overnight hours. But for those of you in Lafayette to Crawfordsville over towards Danville, there are a few very light showers out there. We had a few more earlier this morning that went through Hartford City as well as Peru, but they continue to make their way off towards the east. These are the storms we'll have to keep an eye on for this afternoon, an isolated one, but more so this evening that they'll start to roll in. This cluster that you see here should maintain itself and eventually make its way here into central Indiana with the threat of damaging wind and also the potential of some locally heavy rainfall. But this morning's commute, it's going to just feature that spotty shower. It's warm, it's muggy with temperatures that are in the 60s and 70s. And as we work our way throughout the day today, everybody climbs into the mid-80s. Heat index values will be in the 90s. And for some of you, if you can keep the sunshine around long enough, your actual temperatures will climb into the 90s as well. We'll talk more about the timeline of those storms for you coming up in just a few minutes. But right now at 6:01, let's get you updated on the roadways.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here's a live look right now at your drive down on the south side of town, I-65 near Edgewood Avenue. You can see some flashing lights there off in a distance, but overall traffic is traveling smoothly. A heads up, if you're heading northbound here on I-65, you won't be able to turn off and go eastbound on I-465 because we have that area closed for construction. And let's take a look at that right now on our traffic maps. We want to show you this because it's the first Monday morning we're dealing with this, and we already have some delays heading into the closure in the eastbound lanes of 465. So here's your posted detour, northbound I-65 through downtown. Catch I-70 there at the north split to get to the east side. And a reminder, if you're on I-74 westbound, you'll not be able to go northbound on I-465. You'll have to go around on the south side. Of course, we'll continue to monitor any backups, but if that's part of your normal commute, or if you're traveling on the south side and you're going to run into those delays, just leave early.
The time now is 6:02. One of the big stories this morning as we continue to follow breaking news happening overnight. This on the city's northwest side. 2 people in the hospital after a shooting at a Shell gas station. This happening near 71st and Michigan Road. So far, all police have said is that the victims were taken to the hospital in serious condition. Investigators have not said what led to that gunfire.
But also new this morning, investigators are looking into a pair of shootings on the city's northwest side. First, just after 9 o'clock last night, police were called out to a shooting near Udell in California. The victim from the scene was taken to the hospital in critical condition. And then just 6 minutes later, and just blocks up the street, a second person called for a second person shot. When officers arrived at Eugene in California, they found a man with a gunshot wound. Well, he was taken to the hospital in serious condition. And at 6:03, we do have a heartbreaking update to share with you this morning on that pregnant Anderson mother who police say was shot in the head by her boyfriend a week ago. RTV6 has learned that Alexis Wasson has died from her injuries. That mother was pregnant with twins when police said that her boyfriend, Skylar White, shot her on August 2nd. Court documents say that White told his mother that it was an accident, but police say that he did not get immediate medical help for Wasson. Wasson was 21 weeks pregnant. Her unborn twins died last week. White is now facing charges of murder and terminating human pregnancy.
Reducing gun violence, not just here in Indianapolis, but across the country, is the goal of a peace walk held over the weekend at George Washington Park. The group We Live, Indy, created by former Warren Central student Brandon Warren after he lost his classmate to gun violence, held the 3rd annual Peace Walk. Joining them in their continued fight to reduce youth violence were 2 national gun violence prevention activists and peace educators. One, a survivor of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Florida. The other, a survivor of a high school shooting in Santa Fe.
we wouldn't need to march if there wasn't issues within this community and issues that they want solved. And so I definitely commend as many people that came out for coming out, because they have a vision and they have a belief that something needs to change, and they're standing up to do exactly that.
Continuing this fight, each and every day, it's an uphill battle, but at the same time, I realize that, it's a fight that needs to be carried on.
Warren goes on to say that it's key for people to be educated about and raise awareness about reducing violence. His efforts led him to receiving the RTV6 Jefferson Award for multiplying good.
At 6:05 all month long, we're showing you how local schools are preparing students for careers. One local school district is offering students the opportunity to get experience that could land them a job right out of school. Our own Alyssa Donovan is joining us live down in Trafalgar this morning. Alyssa, you spoke with a student who says that this program actually helped him to determine exactly what he wanted in a career before even receiving his diploma.
That's right, Lauren. So students that attend Indian Creek High School have the opportunity to take classes that will put them on several different specific career paths. Now, one of those career paths is computer science. I spoke with a student who decided on that, but he said having the opportunity to try all these different classes that would put him on career paths really helped him choose what he wanted for his future.
Yeah. Isaiah Lacey is setting up a 3D printer workstation at Indiana Creek Middle School. The teen just graduated from high school and spent his summer break learning skills like this.
Yeah, I wanted to do it to get experience because this is what I want to do for a living. I want to be in the computer field somewhere.
The tech team program started last year. Students take computer science or technology classes, then they can join the technology team. For their senior year, they get to be part of work-based learning.
They become fully integrated into our technology team here and are just another member of our staff in the afternoon. And they help troubleshoot devices, they help work on technology problems that their fellow students and teachers might be having, and they also work on repairing some devices that are broken.
The opportunity proved to be a very important one for Lacey as he laid out his future.
I was really trying to decide between the sports management field and this field, and I actually got to take 2 classes, one in each, and it helped me decide that this is what I wanted to do. This is the way I wanted to go.
A field where he will be needed.
Technology is, becoming more and more important and more integrated into our lives and into our schools. And having people that are skilled in that and knowledgeable in that is going to be incredibly valuable.
And thanks to the tech team, Lacey is well ahead of the game.
Now, Lacey could go right into the workforce, but he says he's going to college to major in computer information systems. Eventually, the teen wants to be in the military intelligence field. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. And we continue our classroom to career coverage with a very unique opportunity, of all places, the Indiana State Fair.
Yeah, Purdue Extension has an interactive exhibit that's getting students really excited about science. And our Aaron Lish is joining us live in studio this morning. Aaron, tell us a little bit more about this exhibit.
Well, did you guys bring your microscopes today?
Oh, forgot that.
Yeah, well, you'll need them.
On a Monday?
Right.
I left mine to remember that.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So we're talking about microorganisms.
Okay.
And they have this bright, beautiful display focusing on these teeny tiny organisms and how they can save the world through bioprocesses, which basically what needs to be done with cells or their components to get a certain product. It's set up at the fair inside of the Purdue Extension Agriculture Horticulture building. And it explains what microorganisms are and how they can make things like foods, pharmaceutical products, and biofuels. They want to show that not all microbes are bad, like bacteria, but how they can be used for a variety of things. There are an interactive sections there. They show what medicines can help get rid of bad microbes like a virus, and kids really connect which ones are the right matches. Purdue Extension tells me that the goal is to spark an interest in becoming a scientist starting at a young age.
What we've learned is that we have to get them interested early. When they learn about the science and really the neat things, the occupations that they could potentially have going forward, it allows them to grow and to think about what opportunities they're going to have for the future.
so kids and you, the adults, can learn from this. They even have a section about brewing beer, since it's one of the best fermentation processes, and many other bioprocesses are similar to that. So it makes what seems like a really complex subject easy and fun to understand, and it does travel to local kids museums if you miss it this week at the fair. And we will have what kids and the parents think about this exhibit in the next half hour. Todd?
All right, thank you, Aaron. As you walk out the door here this morning, it is a Storm Team 6 alert day, so as the kids head off to school, no threat of severe weather here this morning. There are a few very, very spotty showers out there, but for the most part, we're just talking about warm and muggy conditions with a temperature right around 70 degrees. As the kids come home from school, though, that's when we'll start to introduce the threat of maybe a spot storm or two, maybe borderline strong to severe, but the better storm threat will actually be later on this evening and then into the overnight hours. So here's how Storm Team 6 radar looks right now, with the spot shower chance here or there, but the bigger storm threat is off to our west. This cluster of storms should maintain its strength and then eventually make its way into central Indiana. So that's the good news. We'll be able to track it as it makes its way into our area. We're under the slight risk for severe weather, with wind and hail being the main threats. More on the storm threat coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Looking for Hoosiers to fill manufacturing jobs. Up next, a program aimed at college students looking for an early leg up in what can be a lucrative career.
He's been a force for the Pacers, and now he's looking for gold. We'll show you who is one step away from representing his country on the international stage. And Good Morning Indiana continues right here on RTV6.
Elder Law help you get your ducks in a row.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:13 here on your Monday morning. We're taking a close look at traffic right now on the east side. This is I-465 and I-70. Heads up, this is part of the detour route for the closure of I-465, so we're expecting to see heavier traffic out this way, and you're already seeing a lot of headlights. So we'll continue to monitor this and keep you updated.
I love the music. You come with your own soundtrack.
I know. I like that too.
Hiring Hoosiers and RTV6 initiative, connecting you to jobs, resources, training all across our state. And as students head back to school, we have a special focus on classroom to career and programs helping students gain the experience needed right now to land the jobs of tomorrow.
That's right. And today we're looking at an organization called INMAC, or Indiana Next Generation Manufacturing Competitiveness Center. And we traveled all the way up to Lafayette, where summer interns are getting together, sharing what they learned over the summer at a variety of INMAC internships.
We used to be on the model of someone goes to college, comes out, applies for jobs, and I think that's really went by the wayside. People have got to get invested in their career early so that they understand the culture, what's required of them.
Aaron Bowdy with Ivy Tech says internships are valuable to both the employer and the student. Students get exposed to an industry like manufacturing, learn those soft skills and the culture. They come back to class with more enthusiasm and a real clear idea of their future. The employer gains a pipeline to future employees in an industry that is desperately in need of skilled workers.
One of the challenges with internships is companies having a revenue to pay for those interns and provide those opportunities. And those are two things that INMAC really helps with.
The past 2 summers, INMAC connected 150 students to internships in manufacturing all across the state. And here's a look inside just a few of those locations. With manufacturing, there's a whole host of opportunities for work, from engineering to marketing to safety and more. Cheyenne Laker is an aeronautical engineering student at Purdue in West Lafayette. And this summer through INMAC, she completed her 4th internship at Batesville Tool and Die.
It's been a lot of fun, and it's kind of nice getting to see what all happens on the floor and how they work through problems.
Laker's role this summer was checking the quality of parts before shipping.
So I'm hoping that, I'll have a lot of knowledge and experience going into a job in the future.
Hammond native Bailey Goodman is majoring in marketing at Purdue Northwest. Last summer, she completed an internship at Subaru Automotive, and those connections led her to Connexus, Indiana this summer.
Some days I would work on mailing out different certificates from our higher tech students. Another day I might be researching different advanced manufacturing logistics, statistics, and then putting it into like a visual, like a graph, and presenting that to our team.
And Megan Blackwell is studying mechatronics engineering and technology and put her degree to good use at Fiat Chrysler in Kokomo, focusing on improving test stands for transmissions.
I'm working on the valve body and then the final test stands, which is really important, and we're looking at failure modes in the test stands and how we can prevent these failures.
Technical skills and human connections this senior plans to carry with her in her upcoming job search.
I got to take down and put together 2 transmissions during our summer, and I've never been like that deep into something that's mechanically like that huge. It was really cool.
So next summer, NMAC is opening up this opportunity to even more students across the state with 150 total internships for 2020. If you want to learn more about internship opportunities with NMAC for the summer of 2020 and view a list of participating manufacturers, you can go to hiringhoosiers.com and just click on this story. And next week, we're going to be looking at an NMAC success story at FCA Chrysler up in Kokomo.
And
Raphael?
Take advantage of that program. What a good program that is. At 6'17", he's a step closer to representing his country in the biggest international basketball tournament of the year. Miles Turner of the Pacers is a finalist to be on Team USA for next month's World Cup. The Turner is one of 17 players competing for 12 roster spots on the national team. The USA team opens the World Cup against the Czech Republic on September the 1st. And by the way, I've seen Ty Clausen. He also can do a dunk like that. Slam dunk.
I don't believe it.
He's an athlete.
I can touch the net. I will tell you that. I can at least reach the net.
But today he's focused on a Storm Team 6 alert day. But yeah, he could do that on a good day. But he's busy today on this alert thing. So we're going to let you get back to work.
And maybe in my younger years, Raphael, get up to the rim. All right, it is an alert day, as Raphael mentioned. And you need to be on alert for the potential of some strong to severe storms in our forecast as we head into really the late evening hours. So this morning there's a stray shower around there. Don't be shocked if you see it. And then there is a chance of a pop-up storm as we head into the afternoon hours. But it's really this evening that the overall threat is going to ramp up. So here's a live look at Storm Team 6 radar right now. We'll point out just a couple areas of showers. These showers have now moved out of Hartford City. They're up towards the Bern area, just south of Fort Wayne. Then from Lafayette, really right along I-65 as you work your way south towards the Lebanon area. There's a few isolated showers, and that's really just about it this morning. Otherwise, we're partly cloudy, we're warm, and we're muggy. All the big-time action this morning is still well off to our west, and this is going to be rolling in here as we head into the afternoon and into the evening hours. And some of these storms may hold their strength and last all the way into the overnight hours as well. So the further and further we get throughout the day today, that's when we're going to have the better potential of these storms. And the Storm Prediction Center does have us under the slight risk for severe weather for a good chunk of the area. Across the state line behind me there in Champaign, that is where we have the enhanced risk. The difference, the storms are moving through Illinois while the sun is still up, so the potential for them to be stronger is there compared to, they should be arriving here in central Indiana as the sun is starting to set, so that will help to minimize their overall impact. But again, here's that stray storm chance as we head throughout the afternoon hours. As far as the evening hours go, this computer model is updated and keeping most of the storms to our north, and that's the fickle thing with these big clusters of storms like I just showed you. Where it rains, it's going to come down very, very heavy, but the track is very, very important, and that's going to run right along the periphery of a warm front. So the further the warm front goes through, the lower our chance for severe weather tonight. The slower it moves through, those storms are going to ride right along the front. So this model's keeping it to the north, but I'm going to still include most of central Indiana under the threat for some strong to severe storms later on today. The biggest threat would be damaging wind and some localized flooding. Can't completely rule out the chance of a stray tornado, but by far not the largest threat that we face here throughout the day today. Here's the view. Sky's starting to brighten. You notice the clouds out there. It's warm. It's muggy with temperatures that are currently in the 60s and 70s. We're at 72 officially in Indianapolis, 69 right now as you make your way into the Greencastle area, and Richmond at 68. Highs today will be in the mid to upper 80s across the area. Heat index values will be in the 90s. And if you're thinking about heading to the State Fair later on this evening, temperatures will be in the 80s. Could be an isolated downpour. It's still humid, but I think the best storm threat will actually be once the fair gates close. So that is good news if that's in your plans for this evening. Of course, tomorrow's $2 Tuesday. After some morning storms, you should be fine at the State Fair tomorrow, and then just a beautiful stretch of weather as we work our way throughout the rest of the week with sunshine, lower humidity, and temperatures, Lauren, in the mid-80s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here's a live look right now on the south side of town at the I-65, I-465 interchange, where right now everything is still moving along up to speed, which is great news because you will not be able to go eastbound on I-465 from this spot. spot. So just a heads up, if you're driving in this area, it could get busier as we get closer to the rush hour. But right now, everything is moving smoothly. You'll have to take I-65 north to I-78 through the downtown area as your detour. And here's a look at it right now on our map. A reminder about the area closed. It went into effect Friday. It will reopen on August 24th. That's the scheduled reopening of this area. So just give yourself that extra time this morning as you navigate your new commute.
They came all the way from Costa Rica to Indianapolis for a chance to compete with the best in the world. Next on our Trending 6, the group featured right here on RTV6 takes home some big awards. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. I am buying confetti for this segment, okay? By tomorrow, we'll have confetti. Before you head out the door, it is time now for the Trending 6.
That's right. And when you're a reporter, like the rest of us, you're always hoping for that perfect piece of sound from a good interview subject, something like this.
Sounded like a beer can getting flattened. It just was crunch. It was, I hate to say it, it was kind of cool. You know, I mean, what guy, doesn't like, destruction? Yeah, that's why we go to demolition derbies. But hey, bottom line, that's that poor girl's new car, and she can't get to school now.
I love
him. What witness Billy Tatum was so aptly describing there was this. A car belonging to a student at Marshall University in West Virginia crushed by a tree. And it was all the fault of a city crew that cut down the tree. You always want to find that eyewitness.
You always want to find that Billy.
We love Billy.
I love him.
Yeah.
Well, a bear broke into a home in Colorado over the weekend, and we do mean broke in, literally. A family told police in Estes Park, Colorado, the bear burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid man and then left. Officers believe that the bear was attracted to the scent of food.
If a bear wants to break into my house, he can have it.
I agree.
I'm not going to find him. Lauren, what is your favorite vinyl record?
Oh, I don't know, but we do have some at our house.
Do you have something?
Yeah, we do have some.
Nice. So. I remember Guns N' Roses, Appetite
They're very trendy now.
Off the Wall, Michael Jackson. But today is the day to go retro. This is National Vinyl Record Day.
Cool.
Yeah, check your calendar. This is the day. While records left the music industry mainstream decades ago, they've made a small comeback. Some top artists have been releasing their albums on vinyl. And a number of record stores will be holding special events all day today.
Very cool. Well, Simone Biles has done it again. Watch this.
Whoa.
This weekend at the U.S. Gymnastics competition, Biles did this, landing a triple-double in the floor exercise. That is 3 twists and 2 somersaults. No one has ever done that before in a competition, so that's pretty awesome. She is the best of the best. Biles went on to win her 6th U.S. all-around championship. She'll go on for the gold in the World Championships in October.
Wow, there she goes again. That's just simply amazing.
Crazy.
Team USA. There she goes.
Well, it was loud at Lucas Oil Stadium over the weekend here. And in the end, one of the most dominant groups in Drum Corps International did it again. The Blue Devils from Concord, California are DCI world champions for the 6th time in just a decade. They narrowly beat out the Bluecoats from Canton, Ohio, winning by less than 1/10 of a point.
Yeah, those drums. We want to congratulate a group we featured on RTV6 this past Friday. And that was the drum line from the Banda Comunal La Fortuna from Costa Rica. Don't change your sap, you're fine. They won their class at the Sound Sport Drumline Battle Competition downtown on Saturday. Also, La Fortuna's Drum Corps Group won their class in Sound Sports Musical Competition. And they're welcome to come back anytime. Look at that view in our studio last week.
Oh, it was so fun having them here, too. Yeah, we loved that. We could have used Raphael here to...
Little
translation. They didn't all speak English, but it was so fun. It was their first time visiting Indiana, Indianapolis, and they loved it.
Translate the forecast for us today.
All right, chance of storms here this afternoon. And even this morning, there's a few spotty showers out there, but the better storm chances will be as the day progresses. Otherwise, look for warm and muggy conditions as we climb into the mid to upper 80s. The time is now 6:28. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Jetta, Tiguan, and select Atlas models.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now it's 6:30, Classroom to Career is part of our Hiring Hoosiers initiative, working to connect young people with programs that can foster career growth. Just ahead, we're looking at 2 different programs that are featuring technology and science. But right now it is 6:31. It's your Monday morning. Thanks for joining us early here on RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
I'm Rafael Sanchez. It is a Storm Team 6 alert day. I'm filling in for Meredith Barrick, who just sent a text saying, Rafael, when I get back on Thursday, let Todd know that I will bring sunshine as opposed to his wicked severe storms.
Well, when she gets back, we will have the sunshine.
Perfect.
So she's going to deliver on that promise. But yeah,
gentlemen, you mean because she's a ray of sunshine or because
both?
Okay.
Obviously. She'll be back brightening things up for us here. But yeah, there is the threat of some storms here throughout the course of the day. Now, this morning, you do see some showers on Storm Team 6 radar. This is really not going to impact you all that much. You could have a stray shower for your morning commute, but the stronger storms are on target for later on this evening and then eventually into the overnight hours. This is some light rain, though, from Lafayette to Frankfort down towards the Thorntown area. So this is impacting I-65 between Lafayette and, say, the Lebanon Zionsville area, and then some showers near Crawfordsville down into Danville as well. Otherwise, skies are partly to mostly cloudy, but here's the big time action through St. Louis, back to Kansas City and into Iowa. That is going to start to head in our direction as we get into the latter half of the day. 60s and 70s this morning. It's warm, it's muggy, it's a little uncomfortable, and that's the way it stays throughout the entire day. Some pop-up showers or storms possible throughout the early afternoon, but again, it's this evening that those storms arrive. More on those coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, we've been telling you about the closure of I-465 eastbound coming around the southeast side and the detour route. You have to take I-65 northbound through the downtown area, and our own Shay Goodpaster is in live drive right now taking that detour route. Shay, how's it going out there?
Well, you can see right here, it's very slow. I'm just past Keystone on 65 northbound. Lots more traffic here, especially when you pass that 465 eastbound down there at 65. Everybody's trying to get over and get on the detour route. So take your time through there. Traffic is moving. Right now, I'm going about 20 miles an hour. You will get through, but you'll need a little extra time. Back to you, Lauren.
All right, Shay, we'll continue to keep a close eye out for all those delays, expecting the detour route to get pretty busy as we have all that traffic shifting over to there to add to the traffic that's already going through the downtown area, so it's something really to keep an eye on.
A lot is going on. Just be patient as we deal through all these construction zones, but hopefully less potholes. Right, when
we can all hope, right?
The time now is 6:34, and Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative dedicated to helping you find that job, land that job, keep that job. All month long, we're showcasing how local schools are preparing students for careers of the future.
That's right, and one district is giving high schoolers the opportunity to get that hands-on training with their school's technology staff, and our own Alyssa Donovan is joining us live this morning down in Trafalgar. Alyssa, these students are actually working on the computers in their own school.
That's right, Lauren. So a very cool program here, and it's all part of Indian Creek School's Tech Club. Students who are enrolled in classes like computer science or technology have the opportunity to become part of this tech team. Now, their senior year, they can also work directly with the school's technology staff and learn from people who already are in the profession that they hope to become part of. Now, I did speak with one student, Isaiah Lacey, who graduated this year. Over the summer, he worked with the technology staff at Indian Creek Schools. He learned how to set up workstations, how to re-image a computer, and how to assign devices to certain people, just to name a few things. Lacey tells me he was torn between 2 career paths, this and sports management. The school gave him the opportunity to take a class in each of those topics, and that helped him figure out exactly what he wants to do. He graduated with the right experience he needs to land a job in the field he wants to work in.
All of those jobs out there that are entry-level jobs but require 2 years of experience, that actually gives them the opportunity to have those years of experience doing the work-based learning.
Now, Lacey says he's not going straight into the workforce. He's heading to college first to major in computer information systems. Now, in order to be involved in this tech team. And to do that work-based learning, you have to be part of the Tech Club for at least 2 years and take those computer science classes to start. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. As we continue our classroom to career coverage, looking at an opportunity your kids can check out while at the fair this week.
That's right. You can learn and have some fun because this is an interactive exhibit getting students interested in the world of science. And our own Aaron Lish is joining us live in studio this morning. And Aaron, we're talking about microorganisms.
I won't test you guys on this, and we're not using any textbooks today, but we are learning about science. You know, microorganisms, they are the largest number of living organisms on the entire planet, but they're tiny. At the level, you'll need a microscope. And through Purdue Extension, they're showing kids what these mighty microbes can do to create things we use every day.
In the Mighty Microbes interactive exhibit, kids like Bella Strevel are learning
about germs and stuff.
Finding out more about microorganisms.
That if you don't do stuff, you'll get all sick and stuff.
The focus by Purdue Extension is to show kids how microorganisms produce many things like food, pharmaceutical products, and biofuels.
All these different things are just teaching youth and kids about the science and technology and engineering and math and the power that we have behind the microbes that we have in our living world.
You created an antibiotic by combining a specific type of fungus with sugar.
This display leaving parents even impressed.
It's quite interesting to show them the way some of the antibodies and the different viruses work and the way brewing works.
The hope is to get kids interested in STEM at a young age so they can consider becoming a scientist one day.
When they learn about the science and the neat things, the occupations that they could potentially have going forward, allows them to grow and to think about what opportunities they're going to have for the future.
Bella's dad says this very well could be a future career path for her, but this allows her to decide while having fun.
This shows them that anything of that nature can be enjoyable, and if it leads it to them, then we're absolutely for it.
So this display is inside the Purdue Extension Agriculture Horticulture building. And if you do miss out, they do bring it around to local kids museums. And tomorrow we are looking at how kids are learning through arcade games. So you don't want to miss that. We'll have that on Good Morning Indiana.
All right, Aaron, sounds like a lot of fun here. And if you're looking to learn a little bit more about these career programs or other job opportunities right here in Central Indiana, our Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page is always a big help. That's where you can find posts from prospective companies who are looking for some new employees and all of our other Hiring Hoosiers stories. Again, it's just a click away for you on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Plus, coming up this week, our Hiring Hoosiers Initiative Classroom to Career continues, all right here on Good Morning Indiana. Here's a preview of some of the stories and the schools we'll be featuring this week. So be sure to join us right here on Good Morning Indiana from 4:30 to 7 each morning.
Lauren, thank you so much. The time now is 6:39, and we continue to follow that breaking news this morning from the city's northwest side. That's where 2 people are recovering following a shooting at a gas station. Now, this all happened at the Shell gas station near 71st and Michigan Road. Police tell us the victims are taken to the hospital in serious condition. And right now, investigators are still trying to figure out what led up to the shots being fired.
And investigators are looking into a pair of shootings on the city's northwest side. The first scene happened near Udell in California. The call came in just after 9 last night. The victim from the scene was taken to the hospital in critical condition. And then just 6 minutes later, a few blocks up the street, a second call for a person who was shot. We can tell you that when officers arrived to Eugene in California, they found another man shot. He was taken to the hospital in serious condition. This morning, police have not determined if the shootings are connected.
A pregnant Anderson mother who police say was shot in the head by her boyfriend a week ago has died. Alexis Wasson was pregnant with twins when police say her boyfriend, Skylar White, shot her on August the 2nd. She passed away on Saturday. A court documents say White told his mother that it was an accident, but he did not get immediate medical help. Wasson was 21 weeks pregnant. Police say the unborn twins were pronounced dead last week. White has been charged with murder and terminating a human pregnancy.
At 6:40, despite efforts to try and save his life, the Boone County Sheriff's Office says that a 58-year-old inmate has died. Around 11:15 Saturday night, corrections officers tried to help 58-year-old Prince McGoy of Indianapolis. They say he was sweating and complaining of chest pain. While evaluating him, they say that his condition got worse. First responders transported McGoy to the hospital where he later died. He just turned himself in on August 8th and was being held at the Boone County Jail on a $1,000 bond for probation violation.
So down in Johnson County, residents will get an update from federal officials this week about planned sewer work near a tainted industrial site. The sewer work will begin soon in Franklin near the former electronics manufacturer Amphenol once operated. Some tests confirm groundwater and sewer vapors in the community have cancer-causing chemicals exceeding Indiana's safe limits level. Now, crews will be replacing damaged sewers and remove contamination from the Amphenol site that remains around old sewers. And that meeting will take place on Wednesday. It will be at the Johnson County Library in Franklin at 5 o'clock. The time now is 6:41. This is a Storm Team 6 alert day, and Todd Clausen, despite the severe weather, is walking a dog. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, it's dog walking forecast here, Raphael. And for the most part today, you'll be in pretty good shape if you're walking your favorite four-legged friend. And of course, you can send your pictures here to Todd Clausen at RTV6 on my Facebook page. You have to look close. This is Ruger here. He's got it all teed up. He's ready to go. Thanks to Tony for sending this in. Ruger and Tony, they live down in Ellettsville. So if you see them down in the Ellettsville area walking, make sure you say hi and you say so I'm featured here on Todd's dog walking forecast. The green pause here through most of the day, but as we get into the evening hours, our thunderstorm chances will start to ramp up across the area. So we'll give you the caution there. There's a few spotty showers right now moving through, nothing severe. Stronger storms off to our west. This is what we'll be targeting for later on this afternoon. So a good tool to have is the Storm Shield app. It's basically a weather radio on your phone. It is free. You can download it from the App Store. Also has a radar you can control. And some of these storms could continue into the overnight hours while you're sleeping. So Storm Shield will wake you up if any warnings get issued. We'll talk more about the storm chances for you coming up in Maine Weather in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, parents say they don't feel like their kids are safe heading to and from school. The reason they're hoping that the city will put up some new signs to solve this problem. It is 6:43. Stay with us. Good Morning, Indiana. We'll be right back after the break.
RTV6 getting results. New school zone signs will be up in a neighborhood on the city's west side after a mom reached out to RTV6 for help in that neighborhood. Desiree Mitchell's son is a second grader at Stoutfield Elementary on the corner of Sam Jones Expressway and Holt Road. She's concerned about his safety because there are no school zone signs on either road, which are very busy.
I definitely think the school zone sign should be in place at both intersections just for the kids' safety. People think it's like a highway. They really fly down there. And you have semis, tons of semis.
Wayne Township Schools tells RTV6 the location of school zone signs is determined by the Department of Public Works. The district has no say in this matter, so we reached out to DPW, and the department is responding. It now plans to add 2 new 25-mile-per-hour school zone signs along Holt Road by the end of this week.
At 6:46, Carnival Cruise Line is working to get one of their ships back on open waters, and that's because it recently failed health inspections. The CDC inspects ships on a regular basis to prevent illnesses. Well, the Carnival Fantasy received a score of 77 in their most recent inspection, and the CDC considers any grade below 85 failing. Inspectors reported finding food storage and preparation violations, a dirty swimming pool, and brown water coming from the shower heads. Carnival now says it has corrected those issues and wants officials to re-inspect the ship.
Overseas, the violence continues this morning in Hong Kong, as you can see, as police and pro-democracy protesters continue their clash. We've just learned all departing flights out of Hong Kong have been canceled as protesters gather there. This, the 10th straight weekend of protests on that island. At least 9 people have been injured in those protests so far. Police in riot gear often firing tear gas canisters at the crowds in an attempt to break it all up. They're having a difficult time doing that. Almost 600 people were arrested just over this weekend.
Well, 1 week after a gunman shot and killed 9 people in Dayton, Ohio, people came together for a moment of healing. Grammy-winning singer and songwriter John Legend stopped by to say a few words and to perform for the survivors and the victims' families.
We don't have to live like this. There are meaningful actions that we can all take to stop gun violence in this country. We've heard politicians send their thoughts and prayers while failing to act. We are done with that.
Well, Legend is a native of Ohio and grew up in the city of Springfield that's just outside of Dayton. He says he wanted to help comfort the victims and raise awareness about gun-related violence.
The time now is 6:48, and this morning we're getting a look at some incredible videos showing the power, as you can see there, of Mother Nature. Several canyons are closed in Utah this morning after mudslides like this one you're about to see. 9 different mudslides were reported in Utah over the weekend. Recent rain along with melting snow contributed to this massive slide that was caught on camera. Officials say the water is 15 feet deep in some parts there. Some of the boulders moving in the current area are as big as cars. Crews are now working to clear the debris that has been left behind. The time now is 6:48. Hopefully we'll not see that kind of damage. We're expecting some rain, but nothing like that as we saw in Utah.
Yeah, and we could use a little bit of rain because, Todd, my yard is completely brown and crunchy, and it's because it's been pretty dry here in central Indiana.
But I'm sure it's lovely, a nice, lovely brown tan.
It's beautiful.
You know, there are some portions of Indiana showing up on the drought monitor now, so it has been very, very dry. So we do need the rainfall. What we do not need is rain with the threat of severe weather, and we do have some storm chances in the forecast here today and then into the overnight hours. So don't be shocked if you do see a stray shower throughout the course of the day today, but it's really late tonight and then into the overnight hours that you notice we really start to ramp up our storm chances. So I started this at 2 p.m. and carried it to about 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So the best storm chances will actually be overnight tonight. So make sure you stay with RTV6 here throughout the day today so we can update you on the timeline, since a lot of these storms will arrive while many of you are sleeping. Now, here's what we have outside right now. Some spotty showers up towards Lafayette, Rossville, over towards the Frankfort area. They're all very, very light. I really don't think they'll hamper your morning commute much at all. And then there's another shower just to the west of Lebanon there as it slowly makes its way through Boone County. And that should cross over Interstate 65, and then a few sprinkles possible as you make your way south of I-70. This big cluster of storms just south of Effingham, this should make its way down towards the Evansville area. So for the most part, this should miss central Indiana, but as I expand this out farther, it's this cluster of storms and this complex of storms that you see moving through Iowa now that we'll have to keep an eye on. So these storms are going to be moving right through along a warm front that's making its way through the area here. So they're going to ride right along that warm front. So where that warm front sets up, that will be the best potential for the storms. It's actually going to act like a highway for these storms just to ride along. And Storm Prediction Center does have a good chunk of the area under the slight risk for severe weather. So let me walk you through the day hour by hour using TrueCast here. Again, it's just a spot storm chance or isolated downpour throughout much of the day. And then it's really overnight that these storms will start to make their way through the area. This model's keeping them to the north. I do think more areas will see the storms than exactly what's being depicted here on TrueCast. So that's why I want you to be weather aware that there will be the potential throughout the overnight hours for some damaging wind as well as some locally heavy downpours. Now outside right now, it's not the brightest start to the day as you look to the south past Bankersley Fieldhouse and Lucas Oil Stadium. 72 degrees, that's the current temperature in Indianapolis. Still pretty muggy out there. The humidity is up right around 81% with those dew points in the mid 60s, which is rather uncomfortable. And here are your actual temperatures in this mid to upper 60s and low 70s depending on where you are. So highs today are going to be in the mid to upper 80s for everybody, but for some of you that keeps some sunshine around a little bit longer. I wouldn't be shocked to see a few 90s across the area, but we'll be on the lookout then for those storms to develop here throughout the evening and overnight hours. Tomorrow, we'll keep the storm chances in the forecast to start today, and then we'll see quiet conditions throughout the afternoon. A little bit cooler tomorrow with temperatures that'll be in the mid to upper 80s, and then once we get past Tuesday morning, a great forecast. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're dealing with lower humidity, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 80s, then we're back up into the low 90s for the weekend, but the weekend does look dry here on Saturday and Sunday for any outdoor plans you may have coming up. The time now is 6:52, and it's time for another look at the roadways with Lauren.
All right, Todd, we are monitoring a crash right now in the eastbound lanes of I-70 at West Street. Our camera's frozen here, but you can see the police lights there on the right side of your screen, and that is causing about a 10-minute delay at this hour. Give yourself extra time heading into downtown from the west and southwest side.
Lauren, thank you so much. The Indianapolis Colts have just 3 practices left In training camp, we're getting you ready for the preseason home opener this week. Are you ready for some football? You are. Yes, she is. Good Morning Indiana continues right after this.
Working for you.
Colts continue this week as they're pushing towards the end of training camp. This is the final week of camp with just 3 more days of practice on the schedule. Today, the team will take to the field at 9 in the morning. The team has an off day on Tuesday, then there are more practices on Wednesday and Thursday. The Colts' first home preseason game, Lauren, set for this Saturday when they welcome Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. Most kids are pretty happy when they get to spend some time with their dad. We hope, right? You gotta love your dad.
Yeah, well, one little boy had an incredible moment over the weekend. It was following a NASCAR race. Take a look at this video. This is Keelan Harvick, and he's the son of NASCAR driver Kevin Harvick. Well, Kevin took the checkered flag at the Michigan Speedway on Sunday, and then he had this special moment with his son. Well, Keelan, you saw him there running over through the pits to meet with his dad, who scooped him up, and he took him for a little victory lap down pit road. It was a moment that the two will remember forever. Very fun.
That is always fun.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Harvick family. What a weekend to have, right?
I know, a fun weekend. And we had a great weekend of weather here, but Todd, things are going to shift around a little bit today.
Yeah, a little stormy at times today. It's just some spotty showers here throughout the morning hours. Otherwise, it's warm. It's muggy today with temperatures getting back into the mid to upper 80s. Heat index values will be up near 90 degrees, but really from 6 p.m. onward, that's when the best storm chances will arrive in the forecast. So make sure you stay weather aware throughout the day today. There is the threat of some severe weather tonight into early tomorrow morning, but once we get past midday Tuesday, we're in great shape. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and temperatures in the 80s.
Download that Storm Shield app. It's free. It's easy. You can take it wherever you want. Right here.
It's right on your phone.
We all want Todd with us. Here we go.
All right, thanks for joining us. We're going to be back here in 25 minutes and all throughout Good Morning America with your news, weather, and traffic updates. Have a great Monday.